Hey, what's up guys, it's TechZoomer, talking to you here. And in today's video, I want to talk about the M2 Max and M2 Pro MacBook Pros. This is my M1 Max MacBook Pro. And for display purposes, I want to hold it on. Because in today's video, I want to tell you why the M1 Max MacBook Pro 16 inches specifically is the best value Mac, high performance Mac in 2023. Yes, already counting with the M2 Max MacBook Pro 16-inch. This is probably a very controversial video, but I think that some other reviewers can agree with me. I think that this M1 Max 16-inch machine is truly worth it, and in my opinion should be considered when buying an M2 Max MacBook Pro. Why? Well, in today's video I will explain all of this. But before we do that, let's just take a look at a new accessory for your M1 Max MacBook Pro. So, in today's video, I want to tell you about Uni's USB-C hub. Specifically, this hub has 8 USB-C adapters. So, yes, it gets 8 ports by only one USB-C. It comes with this actually very tiny hub with 8 ports and this cable, which is very tiny also, but it's USB-C, and this very compact case to protect your hub. This hub has HDMI card slots, USB-C, SD card slots, micro and normal, 2 USB-A's, and still Ethernet port. It's very useful. I love it. I will put it back on the case. It's one of the best accessories I've ever used for my Mac. It's just a very high quality of a USB-C hub. It's a little bit to the more expensive side when compared to other hubs, but in my opinion, it's truly worth it. It's really good, it works very well, comes with a protective case, and it's made of very high quality aluminum. Feels heavy, feels premium, I love it. Thank you, Uni, for sending me another incredible accessory. Link is in the description, as always. So, the M1 Max MacBook Pro. Why am I telling you that the M1 Max MacBook Pro is the better buy over the M2 Max MacBook Pro? Well, it's simple. Price to performance. I think that the M2 Max MacBook Pro jump was good, do not take me wrong. It's still the best Mac available. But the M1 Max MacBook Pro, it's, I would say, 85% of the performance of the M2 Max MacBook Pro. And it's really cheap when compared to that computer. The M1 Max MacBook Pro can be had right now for almost $1,000 discounted on the Apple refurbished page, while the M2 Max MacBook Pro starts at $3,000. That's really expensive, while this machine starts very under that. So that's why I do recommend the M1 Max MacBook Pro over the M2 Max MacBook Pro. This computer has still tons of incredible performance, while the M2 Max MacBook Pro is very powerful, do not take me wrong, but the performance jump was only about 20%, 15% on the CPU side, and about 25%, 30% on the GPU side. That's a good upgrade, do not take me wrong, but that's a very incremental upgrade, and that upgrade, I think it won't be as noticeable on the real life benchmarks as you are thinking. According on the most recent benchmarks on the M2 Max MacBook Pro 16-inch, that computer scores 2062 on single core and 15,242 on multi-core. And so, as you saw, the improvement, yes, it's noticeable, but it's not that big. So think with me, would you spend like, I don't know, $1,000 more on a jump of performance of like 10 to 15%? Let's assume even on the best scenario, it's 20%. And let's apply this to a video editor, because I'm a video editor. Then, would you pay $1,000 more for 20% more of performance? Well, I wouldn't. But you are probably asking yourself, yeah, I would. It makes sense to do. Well, then think with me. I want to ask some questions. Would you pay $1,000 more for a flight that takes 20% less time? Again, if you are rich, you will probably tell me, yes, time is money. But if you are not rich, then you are probably thinking about, maybe not. Maybe I would save the $1,000, do the same thing, and just spend a little bit extra time. Because, do not forget, time is a currency. But then, ask yourself again. Imagine that flight is really fast, like it's less than 1 hour. Imagine a flight of 1 hour and you would save around 20% of that time. So 20% of 60, would you? It's a little bit more than 10 minutes that you would save on that flight, and for more, $1,000. Would you do it? No, of course. And then that's the case here, because this computer is not slow. It will not save 20% of 3 hours. It will save 20% of 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes sometimes. And even on a very big export, it would save 20% of 10 minutes, and that's 2 minutes. So you are seeing where I'm going. The jump seems good on paper. 20% seems very high, seems a lot for over a year of upgrade. But then on paper, it's not that real, because the jump, it might be 20%, but 20% of 10 minutes, it's only 2 minutes like I was telling you. So other than that, these computers are the same. So in my opinion, those 20% wouldn't make that much of a difference. Even if you are a video editor, I wouldn't recommend you spending the extra $1,000 on this machine just to get that extra 20% on video editing, on video encoding, anything. Like, you will save 2, 3, 4 minutes maximum, and that doesn't justify paying that much. That's why I'm thinking that the best value Mac still in 2023 is the M1 Max MacBook Pro 16-inch, not the M2 Max. The same thing applies to the M2 Pro and M1 Pro. I'm still recommending the M1 machines over the M2 because the M2 now are expensive, while the M1 now are cheap. And if you compare them to, they are like a very small jump for the price that you have to pay. So yes, they are good machines, but they are not the best value in 2023. And I think a lot of people will end up choosing these computers while they still can. But that's the thing, while they still can. Because I do believe in the next couple of months, these machines, refurbished, new, but discounted on Amazon, Best Buy, they will disappear. A lot of people will recur to this machine just because they are a better value, better deal than the M2 Max. And at the end of the day, you will end up having to choose the M2 Max if you wait too long. Those machines are still incredible, don't take me wrong. These displays are still very good. Still the best on the business, mini LED, ProMotion 120Hz capable. They still have the notch, no new Face ID system, nothing. The changes here are not that big. They only added HDMI 2.1 and of course Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.3. So if all of those things, all of those three features do not make you upgrade, HDMI 2.1, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.3, and of course the extra 20 to 25% jump in performance if you have the average, if they don't make you upgrade, why would you? Like, really, if you don't really need them, do not upgrade. And even worse, if you have the choice between these two computers, the M1 Max and the M2 Max, go for the M1 Max. You will save so much money, and at the end of the day, you will thank me. Because the M2 Max right now is full price, while this one isn't. And I can guarantee you, assure you even, that this MacBook Pro will be more than enough. These machines have been perfect for the year that I've had it. And since then, I could not be more happy with my purchase. And if you do end up buying one right now, you won't either. That's why I think that in 2023, these are the best values. No, they are not the most recent. No, they are not the most powerful computers in 2023, because now we have the M2 Max and the M2 Pro. But still, I think they are the better value. And that's the thing that I want you to take from this video. They are good, they are cheaper, and they are 85 to 90% in terms of performance of what the M2 Max and M2 Pro MacBook Pro are. But if you really need that HDMI 2.1 to support your dream of 4K 120 frames per second, or even 8K at 60 frames per second, then it might be justified. Another thing that is really important to remember is that these machines, they do only spec out until 64 gigabytes of RAM, while the M2 Max goes until 96 gigabytes of RAM. But if you buy that type of RAM, then you don't need to watch these videos to understand that you really need the M2 Max. Because if you buy 96 gigabytes of RAM, then you are looking for the most powerful and less cost-effective MacBook available. That's why I think that you are probably not watching this video. But I think that this video will be helpful for those 95% of you watching right now that are undecided between these two computers and they need to decide which one would I get, a refurbished, new discounted MacBook Pro or the M2 Max MacBook Pro. If you compare the screens and the other hardware features, they are the same. The screens are not changed, like I told you. The keyboards have not changed. The speakers have not changed. The I/O has not changed. Only small improvements on the HDMI. So, at the end of the day, it's not lighter. It's not smaller. It's not better in any single way in terms of hardware. And the only jump is on the performance and the GPU. Why would you upgrade over the M1 Max? And even, why would you spend $1,000 more? Doesn't make any sense. Imagine these were two different products. Imagine this machine, again, was some other brand's computer, like it was a Dell machine, Dell XPS, costs $1,000 less and has the same display, same hardware, looks the same, feels the same, performs the same, but with one small difference. It's 20% slower on the CPU and 25% slower on the GPU, according to the Geekbench 5 benchmarks you can see on the screen right now. Would you upgrade? Would you spend the extra money when buying and deciding between these two computers? I wouldn't, but that's your choice you have to make. The Geekbench 5 scores on these machines explain a lot about the performance of these two computers. As you can see on the screen right now, the difference between the single-core and multi-core performance actually seems noticeable, but at the end of the day, they are not that real. While if you go to Cinebench, the performance jump is smaller, and you can notice that the M2 Max is more of an overpowered, overclocked version of the M1 Max. Would you spend $1,000 for that? And that's it. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Would you pick the M1 Max or the M2 Max? Did I persuade you saving money and buying the M1 Max? Or are you still convinced that the M2 Max is the best version for you? Let me know in the comments down below all of that. I want to hear you out because I'm just completely surprised that no one is talking about it and like making videos about it, because this machine, the M1 Max, is truly, in my opinion, still a great option and in my opinion the best value still. That's why I think, and I do not get why people are so happy about getting the M2 Max MacBook Pros. They are a very small bump, very small upgrade. 20% is good, yes, but 20% of 10, 15, 20 minutes still. Like, imagine if you have a 20-minute export that is taking. Like, imagine a 20-minute export on these machines is about an half an hour video, 1 hour video, which is a full-on movie. How much would you save on an M1 Max? 4 minutes. Is it worth it, the extra $1,000? In my opinion, it isn't, because I think that 4 minutes a day is just, I don't know, 7 times 4, that's 28 minutes a week. It will not save that much just by spending so much money on the M2 Max. But that's my opinion. Let me know yours on the comments down below. And while you're there, do not forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, all of those things. Follow my social networks, Twitter, Instagram. This has been Textmer talking to you here. Bye-bye.